Hey, how are you all doing today? I hope all is well. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for those of you who have just not too long subscribed to my channel. I definitely like to thank you all for subscribing to my channel, and those of you who have been already been my faithful, loyal subscribers. I welcome you all back. I know it's been a while since I have posted on here. Um, and I'll be doing different content in the future. First of all, I'd like to address that. I know you all probably noticed that the readers have been taken down. The reason being is because I pretty much will be uploading different content. It's what it is. Like, I'll be uploading different content in the future, and I will let you all know more about that in the future. But on the other hand, I hope you all are having a Merry Christmas. I hope you all are having a great Christmas. And I definitely hope that you all get ready for the new year. I would like to come on here and talk about Lilith in the first house. That's what this video is going to be about. Um, we have Lilith in the first house. Because I have Lilith in the first house. When you have Lilith in the first house, the thing is here is that it's like it's a blessing, but it's a curse. Cause see, it can depends on where it plays. But on the other hand, Lilith in the first house is like a blessing, and at the same time it's like a curse. How it's a blessing of it is that your people's, those of you who have this, your people's kryptonite, your their weaknesses is what it is. More so like you awaken something within that shadow. It's kind of like semi-Plutonian energies. With you get what I'm saying? You awaken something with people in something within people's shadows. Like it's whether if it's positive or negative, whether it's for the positive or it's for the negative, or whatever they're suppressing. That's why people who have Lilith in the first house, that's why they always experience, people, let's say for example, if a person is nice looking, if a person is a good looking person, and this thing you kind of see how psycho they are, how abusive they are, and how nasty their attitude could be and things of that nature, or even how much people try to annihilate you in some way. That's Lilith in the first house. We have Lilith in the first house because basically it's that it's more so like you're that kryptonite. It's like you have something basically, or you have something that they don't have, or if it's sexually, they want a piece of you, or they want what you have that they don't have. Is what that is. That's why you'll catch people. They'll try to slide come on to you, like for example, like whether it's sexually, it can be both, like with opposite sex or the same sex. They'll try to come on to you like sexually, and um it is, and then not just that, but also on the other hand, you also go through like an identity crisis at an early age, because basically it's like you uncomfortable, you are pretty much uncomfortable with your appearance at an early age, or you have a hard time embracing who you are within your body. It's more so like a nut that's within a shell, if you get what I'm saying, but it's shaking up. You can hear the nut inside the shell. It's not stable inside the shell. Like, it's not setting still. It's not setting solid inside the shell. That's how Lilith in the first house is at an early age. They're not comfortable with who they are, so they have to embrace who they are. And more than likely, those experiences are gonna be through other people. The seventh house, which is the opposite, the seventh house, which is dealing with other people. That's the house of open enemies, meaning that these people can be you could be these people enemy. Well, you could be these people enemy because they make you out to be, or people could be your enemy, but yet at the same time they're really not the ones to get mad at. It's more so about you. They're pretty much mirroring back to you about your own subconscious and what you need to embrace about yourself. And that's what those experiences are about. When you encounter soulmate experiences like that, whether it's romantic or not, because soulmate experiences are about, are romantic, can be romantic or non-romantic. It's part of your soul group and part of who you, because it's part of what you're projecting out, and they're therefore to help you embrace that. Is what it is. They're therefore to help you embrace that. So you may encounter like bullying and body shaming and things of that nature at an early age because of that. Also, on the other hand, you may kind of experience probably like it, because see, it depends. As I stated, it depends on where it plays. Because you may experience something like, some people experience things like molestation and things that nature at an early age. Because that's another thing. When it comes down to the downside of it, the dark side of it is people can, because you just have this alluring nature about you that pretty much lure people in, and the sex appeal that just lure people in. But yet at the same time, because you waking people weaknesses, you're waking something within that shadow that nobody else really can. Also, with Lilith in the first house, it teaches you to stand out as well. I think I stated that you're not meant to fit in with other people. You're meant to express your unique self. You're meant to embrace your own unique individuality, your own unique, true, authentic self, autonomous self. That's what that is. On the other hand, it can be a curse because you're waking people weaknesses sexually. For example, you could be prone to like abuse, maybe like sexual abuse or physical abuse or emotional abuse, or like rape and things of that nature. You could also be prone to robbery, like getting robbed, and that's why you had to make sure you had to be protected at all times, or you had to protect yourself at all times. That's why you had to make sure you have to do that. Make sure you protect yourself at all times, because you could also be prone to robbery as well. Not simply because you may be going through identity crisis of some sort, but as I stated, it's because you have basically what people doesn't have that you have, is what it is, like, which is what people would want, is what that is. So that's why. So with Lilith in that first house, also you could be rebellious too. You can also rebel like against the status quo. You can rebel against, like conditions that keep you stuck, confined, and restricted from expressing your true nature, your true authentic self. So with that being said, as I stated, before, the thing is, my advice here is that you have to wear its place and aspect it. You have to learn how to harness that energy, embrace it, and harness it. You're not meant to suppress it. You have to learn how to embrace it, and you have to learn how to harness that energy, because if you don't, it can definitely cause you in many ways. And not just that, but you have to be careful how you harness that energy and how you use that energy. And also, you cannot abuse that energy. Once you learn how to harness it, you cannot abuse it. Here is what that is. That's why I say it's like a blessing, but at the same time, it's like a curse. It's what it is. You even meant to embrace your raw sexuality, your true self, your true raw self. Let me give another example. Like, let's say, for example, if somebody if it's kind of like randomly, like somebody, I'm not saying to be a hoe, but it more so like if there's a mutual connection there, especially a sexual connection, especially if it's beneficial. Like like they say, you got to, like they say, you got to use what you got to get what you want. That's Lilith in the first house. So with that being said, and also your sex game can be good. You can have pretty good sex game. Let's say for example, if your Lilith is in Taurus, that means you can pretty much like have good head game. And or if your Lilith is in Virgo, you can pretty much like give great massages and things of that nature. Or you can stimulate people mentally. Um, just naming a few things here. But as I stated, you have to learn how to harness. I forgot why about this. I forgot why I was on just that quick. But you have to harness that energy. You have to learn to harness that energy, but to your benefit. But to your benefit, and not only it's just benefiting you, but it's benefiting the other person, because you have the magnetism to draw people in, to draw situations in. You have the magnetism naturally, without any effort. You have the magnetism. You just have to learn to harness that energy, and whether it's squaring in your chart, or opposing, or conjoining, or forming the quincunx. You have to learn to harness that energy. Is what that is. But you have to harness it in a way, not only as benefiting you to your own benefit, not as well benefiting you, but benefiting the other person, or benefiting who all that's in the situation. If not, it can be very, very consequential on you. It can cost you. Is what that is. And depending on where it is, you may even have trouble like being aggressive. Being assertive and directing situations as well. Because, or establishing boundaries simply because you may fear, you may fear the consequence of what other people may think, and or how other people may react. Is what that is here. As I stated, it depends on where it plays, because a lot of this may not actually apply, because depending on where it's placed. But I'm just calling out some things here, so those of you that have this, you can pretty much be aware. It's like you can even attract people, but you're not trying to attract people, but you're naturally attracting people, or you're naturally awakening people's weaknesses. Don't suppress that energy. Embrace it. Lilith even is about the shadow, as I stated. The subconscious. So you're not meant to suppress that energy. You're meant to embrace it. And you're meant to acknowledge it and merge with it, which is a form of healing. You're meant to merge with that, which is part of who you are. And that's what these soulmates are here for. They help you to embrace that. People around you are for to help you to, therefore to help you to embrace that. Especially the raw sexual energy and the raw sexual power. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's nothing to be ashamed of. With the type of skills and power and energy that you possess. It's nothing to be ashamed of. It's part of who you are. And how unique you are. Especially if you're eccentric. It's part, wherever you're meant to embrace is part of who you are. Like another example, if you have a disability, like a learning disability or something, or if you're eccentric, whereas people will look at you in a weird way, like you stand out from how society is and how they function, or how they quote unquote supposed to function, or what people will talk how they function. You meant to stand out, not fit in. You meant to stand out. You meant to embrace that uniqueness. You meant to do that. And also you're meant to create a lifestyle of your own, which doesn't fit in with society. The key here also is to create something of your own. Embrace your uniqueness, whereas you can manifest it as you're going forward, especially creativity, which will not only bring you prosperity and abundance and also make you more powerful in terms of self empowerment, but also it will benefit others. It will inspire others to benefit others. And you leave a mark on this world, is what this is here. So, this is what I wanted to come on here and talk about. This is a short snippet. I can go deeper and long, but this is a short snippet of Lilith in the first house. I will be doing some more videos eventually, pretty soon. I will be doing some more videos. But thanks for watching. Until next time, peace and many blessings, everyone.